CEO of Patient Prism, and I'm delighted to welcome Jon Fidler from Fidler Associates today at our studios. And the discussion topic is executive recruiting and filling your C-suite team with the right people that can help drive your DSO to the next level, right? And a lot of talk. I go to conferences all across the country, and there's a tremendous amount of talk on culture and vision, right? How important culture is in making, and that's a competitive advantage, right? I mean, we talked to Steve Bilt at Smile Brands, and what he did after he came back has been just phenomenal.
Yep.
And you see these amazing leaders out there that are not only instilling great culture in their organizations, but also hiring the right C-suite team that buy their culture, that buy their idea of culture is important, and also their vision. So talk to us a little bit about how do you hire the right candidate with how do you look for culture?
Yeah, so I think there's a couple of things that you're looking for. So number one is, are they able to buy into what is happening at the group? So
Sure.
Are they the type of person that you feel, hey, they can walk down the hallway and people would enjoy them walking down the hallway and not run the other way? So sometimes that happens. And I always say too, you want to maybe sometimes replace that C with a V. You know, instead of a chief executive officer, you need a visionary executive officer. So you're responsible obviously for the day-to-day operations of everything, but you're also thinking of 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years down the road for what's going to be best. And so it's very easy to get caught up in the C-suite of hiring somebody just for right now to plug the gap or the opportunity. But at the same time, you want to be thinking, a few years down the line of where is our organization going to be, what's happening in the industry, that we're seeing now that maybe is not present right now, but in 2 or 3 years, that's going to be kind of where we're heading, and you need to hire somebody that can understand that that's where we're heading and have the capabilities to do the job at that time as well.
So not only you're hiring somebody to fill the immediate need,
yes,
but also the need that you have, which is, again, culture is something that you can't really touch, but you can feel it.
Yep.
And when you're right, exactly. When that person interacts with somebody, can they lead?
Yes.
And can they have the vision to take this to the next level?
Yeah. Yeah. And it can be different for each department. Sure. It can be, you don't necessarily want your chief financial officer to have the same personality as your chief marketing officer.
Sure.
Those should be 2 different types of people, but ultimately their vision and their internal moral compass and the buy-in of the vision of where the group is going, those should all align, but they don't all have to act alike. As much as we love Amol, not everybody at Patient Prism should act exactly like Amol.
Absolutely not.
And variety is the spice of life, but they need to align with what that department is focused on and kind of the personality of that department, because it's really going to start at the top and work its way down.
So the title, you're right. The title does make, sometimes you get caught up in these the C-suite titles, right? COO, CFO, CIO, CTO, and sometimes that can get away from what you're trying to accomplish as well in terms of the vision.
Yep.
So you may want to, sometimes substitute a title and have a creative title in there so that even people know what they're all about, and they know as well what that is all about.
Yeah. The one thing that's great about the DSO is, there's no 2 alike, and so there's no right way to do it. There's no wrong way to do it. There's many different models that are successful, and that just really depends on the the culture and the vision from the top down, and however they want to make it.
Do you look at the culture of the organization they were with before? Do you do some due diligence on that?
Yes, and that can go one of 2 ways. It can either be, hey, they're focused in, and this is the way that they enjoy doing it, and this is what they're used to, and they may not be able to change.
Sure.
And then others are stuck in something, and they're looking for something more. So that's why they're open to a new possibility. And so we try to balance out and ask questions that maybe penetrate into a little bit about their background and kind of their mindset of what they're looking for.
Because obviously you want to make sure that when somebody comes in, if they come in from a completely toxic culture, it could mean that they want to get away from it, but it also could mean that they're trying to inject that.
Or they were the cause of it.
They were the cause of it.
Yeah, so you never know.
So again, that's the reason I say we should do this at home, because here you are trying to hire a C-suite team that could be responsible for motivating people, that could be responsible for running your operations.
Yep.
And if they bring that, and so you want to know that beforehand.
Yeah, I would say you want to hire folks that are bringing items to the table and not taking things away from the table. And so, yeah, like you said, if they're running from something because they don't agree with what's happening and they want to get better, that's a great hire. However, if they are involved in it and they're the cause of it and the trickle down, then maybe that's something you want to reconsider, and we can help out with that. So.
And as at Fidler Associates, you guys can actually do that due diligence.
Yeah, so with our network and folks we've hired and contacts, we are more than happy to call around, and it's a little bit less obtrusive if we're doing it than if the hiring company is doing it. That's
a great point. I think knowing these things beforehand is always a good idea.
Yeah.
And it's going to help you hire the right people who are going to fit within your culture and actually improve on it, right? I mean, you want somebody that can take your culture and even
can bring stuff to the table.
Bring stuff to the table. You're absolutely right. So great discussion. Thank you so much on culture and vision, and we'll continue.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you.